Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Phreak Show, where we talk about the latest patch and how it's likely to affect pro play. First things first, Wukong got a big gameplay update and it is really powerful. However, reworks tend to be disabled in pro play for the first patch of release. In his current state though, I expect him to eventually reach 100% pick and ban as a top laner and a jungler flex pick until he sees more nerfs. Now he's more of a tanky fighter like Set as opposed to an assassin-y one like Irelia. We'll see what happens, but either way he will be a big deal eventually. Next up, Veigar and Xerath got buffs to their spell damage. Xerath's Sweet Spot W deals about 10% more damage at all points in the game, and his ultimate is a bit more powerful in the late game as well. He's not terribly strong overall, but the buffs were meaningful, so if there's a team out there that wanted to run a poke mage in mid, well, they've got another viable option now. Veigar got some base AD and Q damage. Long term, the absurd amounts of AP he gets in the late game means 10 flat damage on Baleful Strike won't mean all that much, but now that the champion can lane better and stack more quickly overall, he's definitely going to feel a whole lot better. We've seen some spotted Veigar play throughout the year, and he'll probably remain on people's radars, but I don't expect 100% pick ban or anything approaching that at all for this champion. Draven has been showing up once in a while in pro play, and another patch has sent him some more buffs. More movement speed on his W, Blood Rush, has put him in a good spot, and while I don't think he's going to take over pro play, he might reach around 10% pick ban, and maybe a bit higher than that. Definitely viable, definitely strong, probably not a top tier pick. Morgana might be showing up a lot, though. Right now, she's seen in about 13% of games worldwide, which is pretty healthy, and she got some substantial buffs. Black Shield is 20 points stronger in the early game, and her base move speed went up by 5. As a champion, getting occasional play and with fairly meaningful buffs, I'm looking at a relatively popular 30%-ish pick and ban rate if nothing else shakes up the support pool. She tends to be good in the tank, so good matchups there. Morgana can also be played mid, although we haven't seen that in a while, and I'm not really expecting it to come through either. A mid laner we will see more of is Ryze. Now, if you believe it, Ryze has a lower pick and ban rate than Morgana, but with some minor buffs, we may see him just a little bit more. Maybe he rises up the ranks. His super late game, like level 14 and higher, Rune Prison damage is going up, and his base mana regen scales higher into the game as well. Now, these buffs don't affect him all that much. It's more of a solo queue buff than a pro play buff, but it's a champ we see a little bit, and honestly, we might see a little bit more of him. Still, though, not going to be a mainstay. Now we have to talk about two nerfs, and they are really good ones. All right, first of all, the king of bot lane, Aphelios, is getting nerfed yet again. And I gotta say, I was wrong last time on Phreak Show. I said it would take more than a patch for the nerfs to come through, but nope. Back-to-back patches nerfed yet again, and this one is super duper meaningful. So his sustain on Severum, the Scythe Pistol, is down quite a lot. Now I'm including Doran's Blade in this calculation because I think it's more realistic to the real game situations. He always buys that item, but you can see it is still a very big sustain hit, especially in the early game. Now later on, when he stacks Legend Bloodline or considers a Bloodthirster later on, it's going to mean less, but laning phase, definitely weaker. His empowered attacks with Crescendum Chakrams is also quite a bit weaker as well. Now, even though his ability can stack up to 20 bonus Chakrams, realistically, you're using 3 to 8 in most situations, and that's where the nerf is felt the most. A small damage hit, cool, good job. Lastly, his Infernum wave clear is down by about a third, and that is definitely meaningful. This guy was absolutely slaughtering minion waves, whether using a turret flamethrower or the basic attacks itself, a really big deal. Now, this puts Aphelios in a spot where he is statistically weak in solo queue, but that doesn't mean he's bad in pro, of course. He was #1 and nearly 100% pick ban across pro, even when he was sub 50 win rate last patch, so still going to be a mainstay here, but I do think teams should stop banning him quite so much. Second, Senna is getting a correctly sized nerfs. Players have adapted to a lighter farming playstyle, and people are just banning her left and right. While her bonus attack damage per soul has gone down pretty meaningfully, and has placed Senna right where I would consider her balanced. If you are spamming that ban button in solo queue, go ahead and give her the green light. In pro play, we should see that easing as well. As usual, it will probably take teams some time to figure out if they need to keep banning her, but I do expect her presence to keep dropping week over week over week. Now, for the solo queue players out there, Darius isn't OP anymore. You're welcome. Now, even though we don't have a fancy studio for the time being, I do want to spend time making more cool explanatory content for all of you. If there's a topic you'd like some clarification on, like, does magic resist really give diminishing returns? Leave us a comment down below. I've got some more free time, but no less love for all of you and nerdy math. So please let me know what you want to hear about. See you next time.